Guitar lesson review number 3, the power chord. We're going to extend the C major scale and apply the power chord to the C major scale. So for the notes that we play on each string, we will now apply a power chord to those notes. The power chord is also known as the fifth. You will see it notated as a 5 behind the note. So in this case, C5. According to our scale that we just played, we'll have C5, D5, E5, F5, G5, A5, and the tritone, B flat 5. Remember, the tritone, flat 5. The power chord is looked at like this on a chart. C, G, C. That's a 3-note power chord. You can omit this one and use it as a 2-note power chord. 2-note power chord or a 3-note power chord. It's up to you. If it's a 2-note power chord, you're playing C plus G. C, D, E, F, G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're playing the first note and the 5th note. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. You're playing do and sol. C and G gives it a really nice sound with distortion. Therefore, the name created for it was called a power chord because it was very powerful with the distortion. You can also do the 3-note power chord, which you repeat the C. C plus G plus C is the same power chord, C5. It's a little thicker, it's a little fuller, and I'll show you what we're going to do with the power chord and our scale. Okay, so if we take the C note here with our first finger, and the G note, we can play the 2-note power chord. We'll start there. Play them together. I'm going to palm mute a little bit back here by resting my palm on where the strings meet the bridge. Sustain. If I slide that up, I get a D. Slide it up, E. F, half step. So essentially I'm doing the same thing as the previous lesson, but I'm adding the power chord. G, power chord. G, A, B, C, D. The 5th of G is D. So I'm essentially playing the G note and the D on every power chord. I apply the same formula. If I'm starting on a D note, I'm going to count 5 up to find the power note. D, E, F, G, A. A is right here. So D and A together is a power chord. C, D, E, F, G, A. But a cool thing happens here when I get to the B. If I follow my scale that we've studied in the previous lesson, my next note, B, C, D, E, F, well, that does this instead of this, because here's F sharp, but I have to stick to the scale. So now the B note does not get a full power chord. It gets a half known as the flat 5. The flat 5 was the forbidden note known as the tritone. It produced a dissonant, dark sound that was avoided for certain periods of time. Back to the power chord, C, D. You can hear that really in medieval times. Uh-oh, power chord. Very dissonant, very dark. Open A power chord. Don't forget about that. Open A with the E. A, B, C, D, E. Here's the E note. Open A. An open power chord looks like that. A, B, tritone, C. So use this as a practice example. I'm going to go A power chord, B tritone, C. Sustain on the D. So I'm going to palm mute on the A power chord. I'm going to palm mute 1, 2, 3, 4 on the B tritone, also known as the flat 5. I'm going to palm mute on the C power chord, and I'm going to sustain 1 hit on the D. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, Can you hit the artificial harmonic on the F note? And keep it rhythm. Try that for extra challenge. A, B tritone, C power chord, D. Now let's do something known as chromatic, just to add more of a fun. D, C sharp, C. So that's not in the note we learned, but we're just going to connect it. B flat to A power chord. Practice that. Practice number 2. Sorry. If I was going to do the 3-note power chord, it would look like this. C, G, C. The 3-note power chord here. Now I have to flatten my finger. A, E, A. B tritone. Now it's going to look like this. B, F, B. 3-note tritone power chord. sorry, D, E, F, G, A, B tritone, C, D, frets get small, E, F. Let's go from A to G. A, G, F, E. Very popular progression. A, G, F, apply this to all 6 strings. So if I'm going to go on the low, this was my C power chord, second 2 note, 3 note. Simply add the pinky. Now if I'm playing a 2 note, you can play it with the pinky. Tritone. If you forget the tritone, not a big deal, but it's good to play it. You could sneak it in there if you don't play the tritone. Let's go on the low string, 2 note power chord. Let's go C, A, G. Slide from the C to the G. Look at that. One pluck. One right hand strum. Very punky. G, slide to the C, slide to the A. And then chug the A. There's the rhythm practice number 4. You don't have to hit a harmonic. If you want to hit a one last thing. The power chord can be played. Let's take a look real quick at a G power chord. Okay? I'm going to show you how to play it on as many sets of strings until you run out. So far you've done the 5th string root. This is known as the 5th string root because I'm starting here on the 5th string. And we did the 6th string root. Let's go to G here. If I was going to play G power chord from the 6th string root, it would be like this. Okay? Now a D on the 5th string would look like this. A string, D string, G string. But now, because of the tuning that we learned in the first lesson, look at the G power chord starting on the 4th string. G, D, and I'm on the 2nd string. Now the shape is like this. So the 4th string, if we go here, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, low E, 6th string, 5th string, 4th string, E, B, E, E, B, E, 4th string root power chord. Okay, one last one. Third string power chord. Now the shape is like this. D, G, D. Learn the 3 forms and practice the C scale using the power chords.